You're watching TVC News at 7. Two oil companies operating in the Niger Delta have now blamed the prevalence of oil theft and pipeline vandalism on host communities. We have details of that report in this package.
Environmental degradation arising from oil spillage has been an issue of concerns across oil-producing states in Nigeria. Farmlands and oceans for fishery have been eroded due largely to the effects of degradation and climate change, which impact negatively on the well-being of the people in the area. This is the crux of the probe by this joint committee of the House of Representatives. Oil companies say theft and vandalism are often responsible for the environmental degradation. Both companies stress the need for legislative interventions that will provide an environment that discourages any act inimical to the economic well-being and ecosystem of the nation.
Southern Niger is a major place where we have spills that have been caused by oil theft events. This is a concern for us, just as it is for Aiteo.
It got to a point where, as a company, we would have to stop operations for almost 2 years. The entire OML 29 and Nimbe Creek trunk axis, OML 18, OML 21, OML 29, all of them had to shut down because incessantly, alternative was like we're producing for vandals.
But lawmakers kick against the generalized accusations. They want oil companies to speak to measures being taken to redress the deplorable situations in oil-producing states.
If our people steal crude oil, if our people involved in vandalization, then we should own up and say it. There are always small elements that involve in crime. We should own up that these elements are involved in crime. We should own it. We should protect them. We should be seen doing so in public when we know that the elements are there.
The oil companies say clashes between them and host communities led to the significant drop in production to 700,000 barrels per day in 2018, which later improved through the efforts of combined security stakeholders. Aiteo and Oando Plc underscored the importance of a good relationship with host communities, but disclosed that interests often lead to conflicts between oil companies and local communities. Jokeyad, TVC News, Abuja.
Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zach Adedeji, says the 4 tax reform bills before the National Assembly will harmonize all tax laws and establishment bills. Jokeyad reports.
Before the National Assembly are 4 bills on tax reforms, which have raised fears among Nigerians about the possibility of an increase in the many taxes already in place. The House Committee on Finance hosts the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, to a probing session on the 4 bills recently sent to the Parliament by President Bola Tinubu. Members of the committee seek further insight into the bills to enable them make informed contributions ahead of its second reading.
These bills before us is not intended or has no portion for increase of any tax. Neither is it detrimental to the existing system. It is aimed to harmonize and make it easy. For example, if an investor is coming to invest in Nigeria, you can go through any of these 4 books when passed, 4 laws when passed, and see the areas of his responsibility rather than going through multiple.
For the FIRS, the newly introduced bills are to better reform the tax system and not targeted at merging any government agency or loss of jobs.
Today, you call us Federal Inland Revenue, as if 1, we are only collecting money for federal government. 2, as if we are only collecting money only in Nigeria. As at when the act was formulated, that may be true, possibly. But today, one of the major items we collect as a service is VAT. 85% of this VAT goes to states.
The FIRS chairman says one of the bills will also help in organizing the fiscal framework to pave way for the regulation on monitoring of cryptocurrency in the country.
All the multiplicity of these taxes will reduce. because you now have them in one book, not in different tax books as we have it today.
When passed into law, FIRS is confident they will stimulate the economy and lay a solid foundation for the type of economy envisaged by President Bola Tinubu in the nearest future. Jokeyetsa, TVC